right, guys, exercise number 5. It's the combination exercise. It's time to put everything together, the hindquarters, the front quarters, the back up, and moving around on a circle with a bit of a twist, okay? So if given that you can actually do the 4th exercise and your horse will move around you, they do not come past your shoulders. They understand as they get to your shoulders, their hindquarters will yield and they will stay faced up. Then you would be able to move on to the 5th exercise here. This exercise is a very, very useful. I use this all the time with personal horses, training horses, clinic horses, because this exposes a lot. And this, guys, this takes practice. I find a lot of people get emotional, they get upset, they get frustrated, right? And they're like, I'm not used to handling my lead rope, or I'm not used to using my flag. And like, I will note, like, I'll tell you now, we're in the 5th video by now, but I'll put a note in the very beginning that you guys can use like a dressage whip or a horsemanship flag, but you have to be handy with your lead rope by this point, and you probably would be by this point, but particularly for this next exercise. And if you're not, at some point, you didn't know how to drive a car, you learned how to do that, so you can learn how to get handy with your lead rope, all right? So you're not gonna get too many sympathy points here. Practice, okay? This 5th exercise is the combination exercise. It is a series of half circles. What you're gonna get is a hindquarter yield, a shoulder yield, a half pass, okay? You're getting all that, and it's gonna be like chewing gum and patting your stomach and rubbing your head at the same time, okay? What we're gonna do is I'm gonna start here out in front of my horse. I'm gonna ask her to then move over her shoulders, and I'm gonna go into the basic circle. So right where we're recapping exercise 4, so my horse can move around me at a circle. All right, if I stop my feet and look at the horse's hindquarters, I want them to stop at my shoulders right here, okay? My back, if I'm gonna do a half circle, right, I'm gonna ask, see how she crept forward? She didn't actually rock over her hocks too much, so I rocked her back. There, the shoulders yielded before the engine started, and then I get the hindquarters here, okay? All right, so that's really important. I'm gonna send my horse towards you, the direct and the drive. But in this instance, I'm gonna change hands as my horse's belly comes past me. Oh, she's anticipating. Whoop, that was my fault. And so what the difference is here now is that we're gonna work on a consistent half circle. So my horse will always stay in front of me. Okay, if your horse ends up behind you, you're not asking for the hindquarters early enough. All right, so what we're gonna do is I would ask my horse to move out in front of me. Imagine where your stirrup would hang on your horse's stomach, right in that middle balance point, right in the middle. At that point, I would have already switched hands and asked that horse to yield its hindquarters. It would end up on the other side, and then I'd ask that horse to yield its shoulders across. Horse, here it starts with the shoulders. She's gonna move around the circle. I'm gonna get the hindquarters over here. The horse is gonna stop. If it comes forward, I back it up. If not, then we go on the other way, all right? So I'll start here, ask my horse to go step this way. I step towards her a little bit and say, hey, you need to move over. But see, I'm doing as little as possible. I just took a step. I'm gonna switch hands, ask that horse to, now I'm gonna drop my hands because I want her to stop. She knows what comes next, okay? She got a little lazy with the hindquarters. She didn't give me that last step, okay? Here's the combination, guys. You're gonna do this while you're walking in a certain direction. So I'm gonna step down here so I'm walking towards you guys, so it's a little easier for you guys to see what's going on, okay? And what I find is super helpful is whether you pick a tree, you pick a post, whatever you pick a visual aid to keep looking towards, okay? So I'm lined up on a post that's down on the arena here that I can look at. I'm gonna send my horse just this direction because it's gonna be easier to get her set up that way. So I'm sending my horse around, and as she starts heading that direction, I'm gonna walk with her, and now I'm gonna stay walking straight. I switch hands, get the hindquarters, direct her, there, switch hands, direct her. I want to keep my energy low because she will start to get kind of quick. But at the same time, then I'll go ahead and circle here. I don't want to get too close to the camera. Keep my energy low, but notice that my feet stay moving. So I don't slow down. She got a little bit behind me, so I had to use the tail of the lead rope. Say, hey, everything stays this, all the rules apply though. There the hindquarters got a little too close. There the shoulders did, she backed up. We keep going. She's a little teetering the sympathetic, parasympathetic state. She's a little on her toes here. So as I come back down towards you, as I switch hands, I let the hindquarters go. There the shoulders should. If they don't, then I use the tail of the lead rope to kind of drive those shoulders back over her hocks. Switch hands here, get the hindquarters. There she got a little close. See how I jiggled the lead rope, backed her up a little bit. You don't have to get into a rush about doing it several times back and forth, okay guys? What you need to focus on is the quality of each of the maneuvers, the quality of how the horse moves away from you. Should have been covered in exercise 4, right? The quality and how they yield their hindquarters. Are they stopping square and looking at you? The quality and how they back away from you, and then you start to integrate the steps towards that destination. We utilize this exercise almost every day, bringing horses in from the paddock. It's a great way when you go to catch your horse if they need a little bit of groundwork. This is something you can keep walking towards the barn and you can keep getting it done. You know, if you're on the way to the arena and you're like, hey, I want to warm my horse up a little bit physically and mentally, this is a great exercise to do it with. The bigger the horse, the longer the lead rope I'd have, because they need a little bit of a bigger circle to operate on. We do this with 18-hand warm bloods. You know, we've done this with 13-hand ponies and quarters, and you can do this with any of them. And it's a super great exercise because you're going to probably find there's a little bit of emotion in there as you start to ask your horse to yield and you're walking towards them. A lot of them get very emotional about that, and you remain the steady one there and you just kind of coach them through it. But guys, that's exercise number 5, moving around on your half circles combination exercise. Hope you guys found this whole series helpful. We greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. We always welcome you guys to send us your questions. You know, share this with your friends. It's a free freaking series. Share it with your friends. If you didn't like it, don't just hit the thumbs down button on the YouTube channel. Tell us why you didn't like it, or what you guys had trouble with, or what we could do to help improve this, to help you guys get along in your journey. Guys, this is it. This is the core of what we do with our horses. These 5 exercises are very much in tune. If you can get the quality behind this, it will fundamentally change the relationship with your horses. So guys, we're glad that we could bring this to you. We hope you guys found it helpful. We hope that it helps take you and your horse to your next level. It's closer to your journey, your dream, whatever you guys got going on with your horse. We hope it helps you get there a little bit sooner. Again, my name's Colton with Colton's Horsemanship. Thanks for tuning in.